at it again. We are not done with Sonic yet. This week we're gonna do Knuckles. And he's got a lot of detail going on with him here, as you can see. I am gonna do a little better this time though. His jaw's a little too big, so I'm gonna fix that. All right, let's get started. So we're building Knuckles from the ground up with Erdo here, and we're gonna start with some red and yellow for his shoes. So we're gonna roll out some red, and we're gonna cut off some little chunks here. And we're gonna end up smashing this together with the yellow, so you'll see here. All right, same thing with the yellow. Roll it out. Get us some little cylinders, and we're just gonna crush them together into a little log. And then we smash the bottom off. As you can see, each one's gonna be its own little shoe there. Moving on, we're gonna grab some more white and black to make a nice little light gray color. You only need a little bit of black when making a gray. And this is gonna be for the sole of his shoe. Just place it right on there and smash it down. All right, that looks pretty good. Now we're gonna take that same gray, make it a little bit darker, and we're gonna use this for some more details on the top of his shoe. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and make a little spot for his feet and legs to stick in. And some green is going to work out for that little sock detail. I suppose those are green socks. Maybe they're just the ankles of the shoe, I'm not sure. I'll press those in there. Looks good. Now we're going back to that darker gray that I made. So this is one of those weird Knuckles details. You know, I asked our resident Sonic expert, Anna, you may remember her from last week. She told me, you know, these look just like Legos. I don't know if they are Legos. Apparently it's not clear if they're supposed to be Legos. They just look exactly like that. Maybe there's another reference I'm missing, but anyway. All right, now we're gonna use this little wire that I've bent for the base. That's gonna really help us support him, since Sonic characters have really skinny legs and arms. And with all that weight, it's pretty hard to make it want to stand up on its own. You know, you can let it dry a little bit and maybe you'll have some success there, but I'm gonna use a wire and make it easier on myself. So if we just roll up some red and kind of feed it through like a little needle and thread there, and we'll let that dry over time and move on to the body here. He's got a pretty skinny little body, and we're just gonna smash it all together. And we're gonna put his shoes on, kind of stuff him inside there, and make sure we have the pose just how we like it. Knuckles has an aggressive stance in the version that I'm making, so he's got kind of his chest is kind of sticking out and he's leaning forward a little bit. And we're gonna move on to his little emblem on his chest. It's like a little moon shape. And we're just gonna place that on. And then of course, we've got to do his actual arms too. We're doing these now so that I can kind of pose them how I want them to be, so that they can dry over time. That way later, when we move on to putting them on the body, they can support the weight of his hands. He's got big hands, you know, he's Knuckles. He's got big old fists. Speaking of Knuckles, here they are. I'll make a little thumb first. And just kind of carve out his fingers, because he's got a clenched fist, of course. All right, that looks good when we put them together like that. And we've got to make those spikes. He's got 2 spikes on each fist. Just put them right there on the Knuckles. Okay, now his arms are assembled, and we're gonna let those set for a while. Like I said, we gotta let those dry a little bit. Moving back to the Erdo bucket, we grab some more red, and this is for the head. So we're finally moving on to the part that makes Knuckles recognizable, right? Oh, hi, Gudetama. you can help me support the head here. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, now I'm gonna, actually, this doesn't look like eyes, but it's going to be the eyes. This is to help it give a really clean look. So if I put down a white plate like this and build the brow structure and the mouth on top of it, it's gonna make it really clean looking. And this is that mouth structure. So if I just, use a nice little tan color and just kind of mold a little shape on it and just make sure the nose is sticking out. He's not a hedgehog like Sonic. Knuckles is actually an echidna. They look kind of similar, but they're different. Okay, and then we're gonna place this little brow structure on top of it. And make sure he looks, he's a little bit more angry than Sonic. He's just, I don't know, I don't want to call him, he's not the bad guy. He's Knuckles. He's got a different attitude. Some of that attitude there with his mouth. Just make sure you've got him looking the way you want. Okay, and then of course the details of the eyes. You just gotta take your time on this to make sure you get it all spaced out just right. He's got purple eyes and nice big pupils and a little bit of shine. There we go, now that looks like Knuckles. Cool, okay, now it's time to give him a little hairdo here. And like I said, he's not Sonic, he's not another hedgehog, he's an echidna, so his hair's different. So I'm going to make these nice little logs, these tapered logs, and press them in. And I gotta cover up that little nasty spot I made on the top to kind of smooth it out. It's not perfect, but it does the job. And just kind of blend it in, and we're almost done here. We're really getting there, guys. Okay, and thank you again, Good Atama. You've been so much help this episode. All right, and place those arms on. Now they're nice and dry. They're gonna support the weight of those giant knuckles. And I've got a little neck piece here to help space out the head for me and allows me to pose his head just how I want it. And when you place it on, it looks good. I like it. I think we're done. That's Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you guys giving us thumbs up and comments. Let us know who you want us to build next. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. See you next week.